Hello, I'm Fred Matzke, and I just wanted to post a little video to show my method of jumping. If you already are jumping really well using some other method, that's great. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind, but I realize there's a lot of beginners out there, or even players who've been playing a long time and haven't learned how to jump yet. So I'm going to make my argument for using the overhanded method of jumping. I think it has again, you can jump just great underhanded. There's plenty of people doing it, but I'm going to make an argument that from a mechanical standpoint and from a comfort standpoint and from an aiming standpoint, the overhanded method has a lot of advantages. Anyway, to begin, I like to take the jump stick in my fingers like this. Basically my three fingers and my thumb are the only thing that's holding this, almost like holding a pencil or more like holding a dart. That's the best analogy I like to give. I'll give you a little closer look of how I like to hold on to that stick. Okay. Again, near the center of gravity. Then I'm going to simply walk up behind my shot. I'm going to jump over this ball. It's a pretty normal jumping distance, but I'm going to jump the entire ball. I'm not jumping over an edge of it. So it's not a super shallow jump, okay? And I'm going to simply step in at an angle about like a regular pool shot, really. My back foot is on the line of the target, just like it would on an ordinary shot. I'm going to place my bridge down on the table. And to explain the contact point, I'm going to say, imagine that I'm punching right through the center of mass on this ball, and then move down about 1/2 tip. Now, that was how it was first described to me, and I think that's pretty accurate, about a 1/2 tip down. Ultimately, though, you're going to have to go to a table and spend maybe 20 minutes to get the hang of where these contact points are. But in 20 minutes, I can just about guarantee you'll be jumping just fine. It's not as hard as it looks if you're a guy who hasn't tried jumping before. Just 20 minutes of time dedicated to this and you'll do fine. Anyway, back to the method. I've got this thing, I'm holding it like a dart in my hand. My feet are in the correct location. I've got the bridge on the table. A few practice strokes to find my contact point. And when I strike through the ball, my arm is not going to do any work at all. I'm not swinging at this with my arm. I'm not applying any great degree of force to it. You see this motion that's happening in my hand here? That's the only motion that's going to propel this ball to bounce off the table and over the object ball. It's simply a flick, like flicking a dart. That's all it is. It's extremely comfortable. I could stand here all day and do this, and I wouldn't be the slightest bit tired or stressed about it. It's just like flicking a dart. It goes very straight. Generally when I hit jump shots, I'm thinking about making the shot. I'm not just thinking about clearing a ball and making contact somewhere. And believe me, with a little bit of practice, you can make plenty of them this way. Now, some people say about the overhanded method, they say, well, yeah, but what if you need a lower angle here, okay? Obviously, this is a lot less comfortable than this. We can all understand that. But what if you want a lower angle? And I would agree, lower angle shot requires a little more maneuvering. But I don't think it's a big deal. All I do is this. I simply spread my feet out. Let's do something a little more realistic for a longer, low-angle shot. Say I have to clear this ball way out there, okay? Don't want to get it out of the picture there, okay? Basically, all I'm going to do is spread my feet out and lower myself down. And notice the stick is still more or less over my shoulder. My eyes are still, my dominant eye is still lined up with the cue ball, okay? So now I get this angle. If I want a lower angle, I can get pretty much any angle I want by either spreading my feet or bending my knees. This is very low here. This is about as low as I think you'll ever really need to go on a jump shot. But anyway, back to the shallow angle jump, okay? Right over the top of the 13 ball. It's, again, in my opinion, mechanically it's the easiest. It's the easiest to line up, because the stick is practically right over your dominant eye. You don't have to move big parts of your arm, hand, or wrist to pull this shot off. It's basically just a flick of the wrist. Again, watch one more time and you'll see how very little movement there is in any part of my body during this shot. Okay? Just going to find my contact point. Think about flicking it like a dart. Piece of cake. Hope it works for you.